Alright, we are now on Go Math 8.6. This is probably one of my favorite ones of the whole module 8 because you can choose the way you want to multiply. So what I've got here is the three ways that we have learned about. We're going to do the partial product way, the standard way, which is the second row out of zero, and then the area model. Now, it's all whatever you want. I will tell you that this is my number one favorite way. This would be my number two favorite way, and this would be my number three favorite way. Not that there's anything wrong with any of them, and this is totally up to you. You might have a different way that you might like to do it better, but and that's totally fine. This is just my go-to ways is normally this way right here, and if I'm in a bind and I don't want to do that, then this is probably number two for me, and then this would be my last one. This one is still, there's nothing wrong with it, it's still good. I do find that this one is a little bit more work and it's a little more brain organization. Okay, so my first number one way though is, I would say, the easiest way, but it's also the easiest to mess up. Okay, so there's a give and take there, so you have to learn the process. Number two is pretty much, I don't think you can mess this up. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. It is a little bit more work than this one, but there's nothing wrong with it. So we're going to start with partial product way first. And to do partial products, what you need to remember, according to the other video also, is that we're going to create little mini problems inside here. And actually those mini problems are going to come from both of these as well. But what you're going to do here is you're going to keep track of them. So these really do go together. If you can do this one, you can do this one. Okay. The difference is when you're doing the standard way, you're doing all of the problems, I guess you could say, together to get one answer. Whereas this one, you're literally getting four different small answers, and then you're going to end up adding them together. So partial product way, here we go. So this regular 4 is going to go to this regular 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Then I come back to my 4, and this is going to go to 40. So since this is 40, we can end up with 4 times 40. So 4 times 40. There's a lot of zeros in the partial product way, so if you do like zeros, this is going to be a good way for you. So 4 times 4 is 16, plus the 0 is 160. Alright, then we come to this 3 right here, but that 3 is actually a 30, so we end up with 30. And then we're going to go to this 1 right here, but that's a regular 1, so 30 times 1 is 30. Okay, and then one more. And my last one, this is the most confusing one, because this is actually going to go 3 to this 4, which is 30 to 40. So we end up with 30 times 40. All you have to do though is 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 2 zeros. So it's 1200. And then all you have to do is add these up. So 4, 6 and 3 is 9, 1 and 2 is 3, and then just drop the 1, 1394. Okay, so that's partial product way. Now this is my favorite way. This is the second row out of 0. This is the way that I've taught all of my children most of the time. This is the way we do it. This is probably the fastest way once you figure out the form, but like I said earlier, this is also the easiest way to mess up. You have to do the form the right way. So we always start here, and it's basically just like this one starts, except that we don't write the small answers over here. So 4 to the 1, so 4 times 1 is 4. Come back to the 4. 4 times 4 is 16. On this way, we don't have to do it as 4 times 40 because we're going to continue this answer right here. So 4 times 4 is 16. And look, see how that's 164? Well, that's what those two together were, 164. Okay, now we do the second row out of 0. So second row out of 0, I'm on this 3 right now. We go to the second row, we add a 0 first before we do anything. Then I just go 3 to 1. 3 times 1 is 3. And my last one, 3 times 4 is 12, which was 1230. And then look at this. Those two also made 1230. So there's my 1230, and you can see how much less work this is. 4 9, 3, 1. Same answer. Okay. Partial product way, standard way. Now let's do the area model. So area model, we've got the same setup here. We've got our 4 little spots for our 4 little answers, and then it's basically just like the partial product way, except we're going to put our little answers inside these little boxes here. So 3 times 4 is 12 with the 2 zeros, 1200. 30 times 1 is 30. 4 times 4 is 16 plus a 0, 160. 4 times 1, 4. And if you look, those numbers still match. So the 4, the 160, the 30, and the 1200. And then to get this, you would just add them up. So 1200, 160, 30, and 4. And we get the same answer, 1394. Okay, so here's your 3 ways that you can choose to use. All right, and just by visually looking at it, you can see this one is less work, but you have to make sure that you do the correct form here. And just once again, I'm going to tap this out. It goes here to here, here to here. Second row out of 0. Here to here, here to here. All right, let's go to the book. So I am on page 301 in the Go Math book. This is 8.6. And I noticed something when I just turned to this page. It has estimate up here. So I want to show you real fast how to do these. Now, an estimation is basically a rounding. It's getting an answer that's close to the real answer, but not exact. So if you're going to estimate these, what that does is it gets you in ballpark of what this answer should actually be. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out number 1. If I estimate these, just look at 34. That either rounds to 30 or 40. Well, that should round to 30. 16 either rounds to 10 or 20. Well, since it's got a 6, that rounds to 20. So for my estimation, all I have to do is 3 times 2, which is 6, add my 2 zeros. So my answer should be really close to 600. Okay, pretty close to 600. Now I'm going to do my standard form here, and I'm going to see if I can use my marker to do this, and we'll see how close we were to that 600. So standard multiplication, that's my number 1 pick, so that's what I'm going to do. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 3 is 18, 19, 20. So top row is 204, second row add a 0. Now I am on the other side over here, so 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3, and then I add. And I get 4, 4, and 5. So my real answer was 544. Pretty close to the 600. Okay. 4, 5, 6, it's just getting you to set up a word problem. The problem here, a coach bought 56 items at the sports shop. He got 18 footballs for $32 each. The rest of the items were shoulder pads that cost $89 each. How much did they spend for the 56 items? So I'm going to help you get set up here. It's asking, what do you need to know? Well, you need to know your total. Okay, so we need to find the total money spent on, I'll say, sports items. Okay, so total money spent on sports items. How will you use multiplication to find the total cost? Well, what we can do here is we have 18 footballs at 32 each, so we have 18 times 32. And he also said that there was 56 items. Okay, so if he bought the 56 total items and we take the 18 footballs away, that means there's 38 shoulder pads. So he had 18 footballs and he's got 38 shoulder pads. So this will give you little tips here to help you get this solved. Okay, it's asking why we use addition subtraction to solve. Well, we just did that. Okay, we just showed subtraction there, and now it's actually asking you to solve this. So what you could do here for the footballs, we know that there's 18 footballs. They were $32 each. And then we know that there was 38 shoulder pads, and then those were $89 each. Okay, so work these out. You should be okay. I don't think you'll have any problems with that. All right, but you can see here I kind of got you set up. I've got your 18 footballs with 32 each, and we've got your 38 shoulder pads at $89 each. So he spent quite a bit. And then this is going to end up being your overall answer right here of total money spent. So the goal to this whole thing right here is to get how much money this guy spent. So if you can get to that spot right there, then you're doing just fine. Back page. We'll do one real fast. I'll do number 12. So let's go to number 12. I'm going to get a clean page right here. So number 12. Okay. It says there are 25 paper plates in a package. Karen bought 20 plates. How many paper plates did Karen buy? So pretty simple multiplication here. I think I'm going to do the area model for this one. So we've got 25 with 20. So 20 with 5, and then 20 with a 0 since it doesn't have 20 anything. Okay, so we'll come over here. I know 20 and 20, that would be 400. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 0. This would be nothing. This would be nothing. Because if you think about this, we would end up with 25 times 20, and that 0 would actually make all of this stuff over here 0. So if we add it up, look how easy it is. This is 400 plus 100, which is 500. And we're going to do this one over here just to check us. So 0, 0, second row out of 0, 2 times 5, 10, 2 times 2 is 4, plus the 1 is 5, yep, 500. So 500 plates for that one. Alright, so do your best on these. If you get stuck on 1 or 2, it's okay. Just try your absolute best on here. Remember, you can use their answers against them. Look for dumb answers. That's always a good strategy here. On the first page, just do your absolute best on this. Remember, the goal of this problem is to get this total amount spent right here. That's what you're looking for. And these are just little pieces of information to help you get to that spot. Alright, good luck guys, and I'll talk to you soon.